I'm Griffin. I'm in Florence, Alabama. I've been in practice for the last 15 years. We basically came up with this idea that I was going to build during the 7 weeks that we were shut down during the COVID pandemic. And I was speaking to my rep, Lauren Haney with Schein, and I basically told her that I think I'm ready to build a new office, which was not the best time in the world to probably start doing it, but we might as well go for it. I decided I needed to expand my practice because the facility that I was in was entirely too small, and there was just no way to make it meet the needs that I was going to have going forward to be able to treat the volume of patients that I was going to need to be doing. The existing facility that I was in was known for having a lot of natural light, large windows, and so patients wanted me to preserve that. So one thing that I immediately told Schein was that I wanted to make sure I had lots of natural windows, that let in a lot of natural light, and that we were able to basically have a design where I could make the rounds in my facility as often as I needed to and wasn't going kind of in a shotgun approach. One thing that I really was out for from the beginning was duplication. I wanted to be able to do anything in any of the rooms, regardless if it was where a hygienist was working or if it was one of the doctor rooms. I wanted to be able to keep a patient in that chair to be able to do as much same-day dentistry as possible. And so in working with Schein and also specifically Midmark, they were able to help me meet those needs by putting the Elevance chairs into our rooms, being wired up for electric handpieces so that we could do any procedure at any time and not have to play musical chairs with patients, which is what I was having to do in my old facility. The other big thing that I was really wanting to go for in my practice was to build for the future. I wanted it to feature sterilization. I put a large window in the sterilization facility because I felt it was more important than ever that patients be able to see that their equipment was being well cared for, that it was being done in a proper manner, meeting all of the standards that they were going to come to expect, and that they felt safe. And so I wanted it to be an open facility where people could see that everything was being done the right way, because I think that's important to people nowadays. My whole emphasis in building this facility was to make it seem more like a home than a clinic. People drive up to my building and they don't immediately get that white coat syndrome because it feels like they're driving into a friend's driveway and they're getting out and going into their home. Midmark continues that into the treatment rooms themselves because of the cabinetry choices that they have. You can decide if you want to go with wood or if you want to go with steel or a combination of both. And then we were able to go with the more metallic looking cabinetry that still look like wood in the sterilization areas and the lab areas, but that holds up better to the wear and tear of the general activities that go on in there. So it was a home run. It was really a no-brainer for me, having been with Schein for the entire 15 years that I've been in practice, that they were going to spearhead this for me. And Gary's become more than just a equipment specialist for me. He's become a dear friend. He helped me, he helped my wife when we went to Midmark to pick out everything. He showed me everything, and then he just basically gave me pros and cons for everything and said, what's your choice? What do you want to do? And really the great thing about Gary is that he cares about you as a person, and he wants to make sure that everything, that you're happy with it, and that there's nothing that you want to change, that you're 100% involved, and that friendship with him really is what made this so easy. On top of that, I established a relationship with Midmark, and I knew that their equipment was the top of the line, and that is what I wanted. I wanted to make sure that I had the best of everything so that we had reliable equipment that did what I wanted it to do and that could promote patient comfort. And I established a relationship with my Midmark representative years earlier in Stewart Street, and it's people like Stewart that are the reason why I go with Midmark, because they do go so far to make sure that you're satisfied. The wonderful thing about Midmark and about Schein is they were always ahead of things. It's not just about the dollar for them, and you don't find that a lot nowadays. And so when you find people like that, you hold on to them for dear life because they're special. And those two companies have saved me money. They have made me more efficient and have helped me make this become a reality without, I guess, necessarily breaking the bank. The patients from the moment they saw the rendering were just so happy, and that gave me a lot of joy. They're just blown away by this facility and what we've managed to do here. I think it is a showpiece. I think that it is a building that can show other dentists what our practice should be and what it can be. And I hope, that it will be an encouragement to others to do the same, because, not everybody told me this was something I should do, but I'm glad that I listened to the people that had my best interest in heart and told me to go big, to reach for this because you deserve it, and I'm glad I did. I could not be happier with what they've done for me, and I can't recommend them highly enough. And I hope that if you're out there and you're thinking about doing this, go contact them, because you'll be happy you did.